All right, we are live. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to This Week in Loaded. All right, as the intro says, we are live. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to This Week in Loaded episode number 141. Yeah, I know we're a day late, but that was beyond my control thanks to shoddy internet due to weather yesterday. And the internet was in and out all day. Guess snow laying on the lines was causing issues. So, anyway, tonight we have with us Mr. Jason Stewart. How are you tonight?
Oh, doing good, Rich. Thanks for the invite. Uh, First of all, I'd like to thank my sponsors, or I wouldn't be able to do the things I do. So, give a shout out to Black Something or Other Coffee and Olight.
All right. And next we have the Kingpin, Mr. David Bowling. How are you tonight?
No,
That's not an answer.
is a very, very diverse term, which can be used almost infinitesimally in many different. I mean, it's spectacular, which I think definitely covers.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Next we have Mr. Rob D, otherwise known as the New York Outcast. How are you?
Doing all right. A little sore from all the shoveling, but thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us. I guess I'll thank my sponsors, Captain Morgan and Magnum.
So, how much did you get?
I thought I'd get a laugh there or something. About 8 inches. It's still coming down now. Stopped for about an hour earlier and kicked back up. So not too bad. Nothing like they were, some of the forecasts were predicting anyway. So
Yeah, we got around a foot.
I didn't laugh because you even go cheap on your condoms. Magnums? Really? Trojans, man. Trojans.
Tough crowd, Rob. Tough crowd.
We already know about you and your Captain
it
Morgan.
is.
So,
It's Trojan Magnum. Whatever, man. It's a joke. It don't matter.
You bringing up Captain Morgan. That's not at this point. That's not a joke anymore.
Very true. Very true.
Next, we have Mr. Buck Stanley, who has changed his channel name to the Tactical FUD. How are you tonight, Buck?
I'm doing good. Thanks for the invite. And I don't think I have any sponsors.
Make something
I'll,
up, Buck.
I'll
That's what I
sponsor
did.
you, Buck.
Yeah, I'll take Jason as my sponsor. 12 steps. I'll be good.
Ah, it's 13 steps around here, buddy. Don't be a quitter.
All right. Next, so last but not least, is the Marine Corps bringing up the rear with Mr. Squibload. How are you tonight, Squibby?
Doing all right. Kind of glad you're running the show tonight, so you can keep me occupied while I'm at work. Do I have to thank sponsors too?
That's your choice.
Oh, okay. I'd like to thank. Yeah, I got nothing.
You can thank Santee for him suggesting your avatar.
Yeah. I'll thank Arizona Ghost Riders channel, and yeah.
What about that $200 a pound coffee you drink? Don't you want to do
Okay,
a
the
shout out to
Arbuckles?
them?
So not yet, because this is the thing. I'm debating on whether or not to do a customer service video about Arbuckles. In the past 2 months, I've had mixed results from them, and I'm not sure what exactly to say. As far as you could do better on this, you did better than I thought on that. I don't know. But yeah, they charge a lot for their coffee. but they're not the only ones that charge those sorts of prices. What I've had an issue with is just how long they're taking to ship it out, and then how much you have to buy in order to get free shipping, and just a few other things too. But they actually called me because they sent me a robo survey that if you buy anything from them, you'll get emails and text messages whether you want them or not. I'm sure there's a way to turn them off. I just haven't bothered. And in this automated survey, they asked me, "Hey, what did you think of that coffee cup we sent you?" "Oh, you mean the one I ordered 2 weeks before Christmas that said it was going to get there on the 24th and didn't?" "Yeah, it wasn't underneath the Christmas tree." So they called me up and said, "What's up?" You know. So it was kind of interesting them actually taking the time to call me. But I was thinking, if you're calling me, you're not shipping coffee. So maybe, I don't know. It's just kind of an unusual thing. I like their coffee. I do a lot of coffee reviews for them. I do spend a lot on coffee because it's important to me. But I'm definitely not shilling for them. I'd like to promote their product if I think it's good. And so far, there's only been 2 roasts that I really, really seem to like. But lately, their customer service isn't so good. And last December, I did a video where I complained about their customer service too. And I guess I should have watched my video before I placed the order.
Yeah, take your own advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see what happens when I don't?
Well, time.
I hate it when I don't listen to myself.
I'm going to check to see real quick who we have out there in the chat. Well, you 6 are out there, so I don't have to say hello to you. I already did. And then we have Chris from the 740 out there. Evening, sir.
Congrats on saying that correctly.
You told me that the last time. I'm not a complete moron like some people. Come on. And then next we have Mystic Guns, who had tried to be on the panel, but she's having issues with her connection because she's driving home from work. So she wasn't able to be with us tonight on the chat itself. And then we have Defense Dad out there. And bringing up the rear is MKJO to this point. And remember, if you don't say something in the live chat, we don't know you're out there. So if you want us to know you're there and acknowledge that you're out there, you got to say something, people. So evening, everybody that's out there. And to kick off the show, we're going to pick up where we left off on Saturday. If you all remember, we did the poll asking who I should vote for Saturday night in the best 2A supporting celebrity category at the Gundies. And tonight we're going to ask who I should vote for out of 2 more people. Yeah, as soon as I remember what category it is.
Do you really want to get another extremely controversial thing going right away?
Well, I'm going to
after the fiasco with the vote on Saturday, you're going to do it again?
Yeah, we're going to do it again, but this time I'm going to stipulate right from the start that the viewers will determine who we vote for, and the panelist will determine how many votes we give the winner. Are we clear this time, Kingpin?
Oh yeah. It's just I'm glad that you finally decided to tell your audience the truth, man. It's okay.
They get to pick who gets the votes. You pick how many they get. That
sounds rigged to me.
His bravery is bigger than his brain. Jesus, what a tough crowd. I thought with Kingpin and Rob here, I'd get a little help. Jeez. Now you're nothing from Buck even. Man.
I don't know. It sounded like Rich just had a meltdown, so let's make sure he's okay first.
Well, Rich is probably going to have to go back and fix all of this stuff because he knows that I'm going to be here watching out for his audience.
Uh-huh. I ain't that damn bored where I'm going to go back and edit everything. I don't edit anything. You should know that by now.
So what are our categories?
All right, let's get the votes for breakout creator. And the choices are Mr. Big Kid or Star Snoop Dogg. Those are your choices, folks.
Star.
Like Star, the girl, right?
Yeah. Her and Mr. Big Kid are both nominated for Breakout Creator this year.
Uh, no disrespect with it. Never mind. I don't know either, so I can't say give my vote to Squib or whoever may know these people.
You don't know Mr. Big Kid, bro?
No,
He's been around gun channels for like 5 years.
not familiar. So,
Well, that's okay because you get one vote out
Star,
in the chat.
is that another channel? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you might not know Star because she only really does Instagram stuff and she doesn't hang out in the chats anymore. But a couple years ago, she was really active on YouTube.
Yeah, she
Really,
comes in
really nice
Gary's
girl.
chats a lot.
Mm-hmm.
is it Star Snoop Dogg
Yeah,
or something like that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. I've just seen her in the chat then.
well,
Yeah, she doesn't
Stacy, you've
hang
met
out
Star
as
too.
she used to.
Yeah, Stacy says that she met.
I'll vote for her because at least I've chatted with her.
Stacy says that she's met Mr. Big Kid. Well, you've met Star too, Stacy. So I mean, come on. I mean, you live in the same state for crying out loud. Doesn't everybody in Oklahoma know everybody else in Oklahoma? I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a big state land-wise, but population-wise, it's not very big.
Yeah,
It's
she
one-
was at Wanamaker last November. She was up there.
It's one big reservation.
Well, that's only the eastern half of the state.
That's still one big reservation.
Mm.
The Star does a lot of training, like self-defense and training, and really women's related, kind of help with battered women's related stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Big Kid, he's got all kinds of stuff going on, guns and cars and food and everything. I mean, he's a pretty good dude. I've known
Barbecue
Steve
grills.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Big Kid was the original Guns and Barbecue.
Was Star in Roll Call Show once?
No, you're getting her mixed up with Carrie Sloan.
Okay.
Oh, good God.
Just one, but
Please don't confuse
Just
her with Carrie.
all right. Sorry, I didn't think so. All right.
Now, Star's a younger girl. She's probably early 30s, I would say.
She's in Snob's chats, right? Or not Snobs. He doesn't do a show anymore.
Yeah, back when
So-
all those dudes did shows, Snob, Obnoxious, she would hang out in all those chats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rob, I'm sure you heard everybody talk about when she bought that gun from Wanamaker for like
Oh, my
$150 or some shit.
She didn't buy that gun. She stole it.
Yeah.
Not familiar. Not aware of it anyway.
Yeah, she got a white AR-15 for a price that would blow your mind if I can remember how much it was. But let's just say she stole that. She was using her feminine wiles to get that gun. I'm telling you. And she freely admits it. We were going back and forth in one chat a couple of months ago about it, and she's like, "Yep, I sure did." Uh-oh. I think you're in the doghouse with Stacy Kingpin.
That'll be all right.
No. Yeah, see, we gotta
Start a fight.
we gotta educate this guy because he's the new guy around here, right? So he doesn't know about the cool guys like Mr. Big Kid and
Okay,
Star.
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Big Kid and Star Snoop Dogg.
It's not that uncommon. Yeah. People don't hear of everybody. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. I don't think there would be enough time in a day to
Oh yeah, but
watch everybody's stuff. So.
I know that, but you know, people say I ruin jokes. Good job, Rob. I don't think that was a category, defense staff. You need to go talk to Scotsman. That's a category that they have on his show. Or at least they did for a couple of times. Anyway. But Kingpin's throwing out the links. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you'll just have to go to Instagram. If you type in star Snoop Dogg, one word, she'll be the first one to come up. Right, so I don't think she puts YouTube videos out. I think she just has like a channel chat.
Yeah, she's got her Facebook page, which I don't know if she wants anybody throwing that out there, and then she's got the Instagram.
So anybody else on the panel voting on this or what?
I voted for Mr. Big Kid. He makes some really, really good spicy sauces. Like one of the packets that he's used to make, my mom ordered like 3 of them.
Sorry, defense tag. And I want to say thank you to MKJO for throwing out Star's Instagram link there. Thank you, sir. Yeah, check both of them out. Chris from the 740 there. They do good stuff. And like somebody said earlier, it might have been MKJO. Star puts up some funny stuff on Instagram. What is Stacy sending me an email for? And which email did she send it to?
Don't read it. You're probably just getting bitched out. You don't open it, it doesn't matter.
I'm not the one that said something that they should.
But it's your show. You're in control.
Sorry, Stacy. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, there it is. Now, she just sent me a picture of the gun that Star bought. So, yeah. I will. If it'll cooperate.
It's clearly a joke. Clearly.
Yeah. Email is not one to cooperate. So, let me get this.
The joke is all in the delivery. If you're going to sound monotone, nobody's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there is a way to kind of be somewhat monotone and make it part of the joke, but if you're always monotone.
Well, who was
I'm
that
always monotone.
Curly hair that was?
Are you kidding me, Squid? That is ridiculous.
But yeah. Anyway, you guys see in this picture that Star with the rifle that she stole?
Is that a Ruger?
Nah, I think it was a custom build.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the rifle that she highway robbery. It's just highway robbery.
So you telling me if you were going to buy a rifle and this guy was giving you the look and chatting you up, you wouldn't take the deal he offered as long as it wasn't degrading, like, come in the back room with me or something, but, or would you yell at him and be like, I'm not gay and I want to pay full price?
I think the guy was just trying to get rid of the rifle at that point. So I think it was on, if I remember the story correctly, it was on the Sunday, which is the last day, and the guy didn't want to take it home or something, so he gave her a really good deal on it. That's if I remember the story correctly.
Or it was a female. You could put it that way too. Probably would have been better.
Just look at the pants she's wearing, man. I'd give her a sweet price too. There you go. Hey, Rich,
Easy, Jason.
Had it there for a minute.
Calm down, Jason.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I scrolled back up because you were getting a little too excited.
Price of that rifle keeps getting higher and higher now.
Somebody find a hose and spray Jason down, please.
Yeah, y'all better take that picture off. You might hear
security.
Right. Security.
I don't know if I can get deals like that. I'm wearing Daisy Dukes next time I go.
Yeah, you might have got that rifle for $350.
I doubt that. That dude probably wanted to do it. Damn, I don't think.
You could always reverse psychology it too, and They might just say, you can take whatever you want, just put pants on. You never know.
Yeah, Stacy said that Star paid $150 for that rifle.
Yeah, that's what I thought Gary and them were talking about. Snob and them.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 150 or 250, so I wasn't going to
And
say the
don't dare
price.
me, Stacy. I will.
I'd pay 150 for that, and you can keep the rifle.
Jason should kick your ass.
Don't threaten him with a good time.
Yeah, yeah,
It wouldn't be a good time.
that's the part I was hoping for.
I don't mean in that way. I mean, she'd put you in the hospital and not in a good way.
He likes them spicy.
Oh yeah, I love pushing the wrong buttons.
To Jason, it's no fun without at least one restraining order. That might have been too far. I'm just kidding.
Jason will figure it out.
They used to call me a real lady killer, but then I was acquitted.
Stacy wants me to read her comment to you, so I'm going to guess she's talking about the "you're going to make her jealous" comment. With how excited you were getting about Star there.
Oh no, I got the good stuff saved for you.
Defense Dad says he successfully underbelly carried his new fixed blade today. Not sure if he's happy or sad about it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to comment on that one. So far, Mr. Bigkin is winning 57% to 43% with 7 votes in.
What's the other category?
What?
Didn't you say you had 2 categories to vote in?
No, I had one category with 2 people that were being voted on.
That's the show?
No, that's not the whole show. Jesus, Rob. I said this is just one thing we had to carry over from Saturday. Because we did this on Saturday with the 3 wrestlers that were in the celebrity category, which tied in guns and wrestling. And then tonight we're doing the 2 people that we actually know that are up for nominations because Snob was too good to accept his nomination this year.
Well, not everybody knows, apparently.
They wanted Snob to do it or in it.
Yeah, they were going to nominate him again for something, and he turned down the nomination. But he didn't turn down the free trip to the Gundies, though. But he's going to take that. He just didn't take the nomination.
So you have to agree to take the nomination. Is that so? Like,
yeah, you got to accept the nomination.
You don't sue him or something like that.
I don't know the legalities. I haven't looked into it. I just know Stacy said that he was nominated, but he turned down the nomination.
Is there some type of winnings for this? I mean, you said something about a trip to the.
Well, anybody who's nominated gets to go to the show. So, and then when you vote, each vote you cast in a particular category gives you chances to win a prize as a voter in that category. So you start when you're voting, you get 15 votes every day. You can put all 15 votes into one category, or you can spread them out among the different categories. I think there might be 15 different categories.
So what cut do we get since we've been helping you make these decisions?
I'm just giving the audience something to do. I mean,
oh, okay, that's what you call it.
Well, there is no. It's like a gift card and stuff like that. If you win,
whatever. I'm feeling used here.
You can go, Rob.
We want a free car.
Rob, you know how to use a keyboard? You are perfectly capable of going over to the Gundies and voting for your own prize.
So, does the winner get like a trophy or a plaque or something?
Yeah, they get an award. I'm not sure if it's a plaque or a trophy.
But the real part, like Stacy's saying, Snob still gets to go to drive tanks.
Uh-huh.
That's the big thing about it.
Yep. She said they have Snob done as an honorary. And
That's a nice way of saying third place.
he's an honorable mention because he was too good to take his nomination.
And
Back to,
Rob, if you want to get in on it, all you got to do is you and Captain Morgan got to go Bigfoot hunting. Y'all find it, you can get up in there.
hey,
hey, they have an outdoorsman category, so you never know.
everything can't be on camera now.
Anyway, we'll figure out who wins this poll at the end of the show, and then we'll cast the vote or votes, depending on what the panel says at that point, once we get to the end of the show, just like we did Saturday night. And on his knife thing earlier, Defense Dad said he got a right-handed crossdraw Kydex sheath, which makes it a left-handed front carry sheath. Stacy doesn't get to go to San Antonio for the Gundies because she's got to work. That sucks.
No, it's not to take me.
I warned her about all this job stuff.
Hey, work,
Who wants to work their life away?
work, or go to a place where you could drive a tank. Work or go to a place you could drive a tank.
She's got a famous husband who makes millions of dollars, and she still wanted to go do some job.
I think you're overestimating how much Snob makes there, Kingpin.
Let's say how long.
Don't forget about how much he spends.
Well, shit, he's got $1 million smile. And $1 million singing voice.
See, now you're just making excuses, Stacy. You got sick days. Come on now.
Jason trying to suck up now.
I gotta stand up for Snob. You guys pick on him too much, man. You wonder why he don't do shows anymore, and he doesn't put out any content much anymore. Because everybody's picking on him behind his back.
No,
man.
because after he won that Gundy award, he was like Mr. Big Stuff, and now he doesn't have to do shows or videos or anything.
He didn't win. He didn't win.
Well, then he should try again. I don't know.
The guy tried setting me up for prison, and I still think he's pretty cool.
Uh-huh. Alrighty then. Moving right along. Have any of you guys happened to see the poll that came out today among likely Democrat voters? This one's going to get Kingpin because he doesn't want to talk about politics or the corona, and this talks about both.
Are you flipping your knife?
Yes.
You're gonna wear that thing out, man. And
I gotta break it in.
It's not gonna stay locked. You're gonna get cut.
No, we gotta break it in. It's getting smoother and smoother to operate as I play with it.
But okay, the poll about
Such a kick.
Biden and the economy, is that what it would be?
No. This
Confidence in Biden?
No. This was a poll among likely Democrat voters where around 50% of them said people that aren't vaccinated should be thrown into internment camps. And another roughly 50%, probably the same 50%, said that even speaking about the efficacy of the vaccine should get people thrown into internment camps.
Right. Now, how many
straight
people were
ludicrous.
polled, and how much of the country did they contact, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's just more fear mongering.
Yeah, it's just an interesting poll if the numbers are right. I mean, 50% of Democratic voters think that people should be locked up just for talking about if the vaccine is effective or not. That's some Nazi Germany shit right there, or Soviet Russia.
I think the poll is probably BS. Like I said, fear mongering. But as far as the attitude of most of the people that I know that lean that way, yeah, a lot of them kind of do have this. It's really bizarre just how they act or say how intelligent and righteous and charitable and all these other things they are, but then they turn around and they act like savages, or they say some really vile stuff, and they'll turn around and say, "Oh no, we're not about any of that. It's you that are about that." And it seems like people who aren't like that bend over backwards to not come off that way.
Mm-hmm.
In my area, I'd say it's, I don't know. A lot of people, I think, on both sides are kind of tired of it in some sense. So I don't know if I'd say 50% of the other side would actually stay to lock you up. I definitely think there's some people like that, probably a good percentage, but even people we oppose on on this, or a lot of those people still feel it should be your choice. I see that in my area, so they don't like necessarily what's happening to the businesses because it hurts business.
Now you live in City, Rob, right?
Yeah. Obviously not New York City, but
I live not New York City. You're what, Rochester area?
No.
Okay,
but if you believe the numbers, I'm in a pretty opposite area of how I feel, in a sense, politically and whatnot. So we've got all the mandates, all that stuff. Just that's a state as a whole, but a lot of people, even with the mandates, nobody's really saying nothing. You can go in any store and see people without a mask. It's not, some places are pickier than others. Like you ain't getting in the post office without one. But a lot of other places, it was worse before than it is now, to be honest with you, that I'm seeing. Where before they actually had like police posted up outside Walmart. You had to go like through a checkpoint where if you didn't put your mask on, you weren't getting in the store. So I don't shop there, but I've seen them and I've heard all about it. So, but still, it's not to that level anymore. So even in my heavily tainted area, I wouldn't say I would disagree with those numbers and question, almost like Squib said, who they polled. So. Not saying there isn't some out there though. Definitely, I'm sure there's some people. So, and I personally know people that I haven't really associated with, and that will, last time we spoke, just come right out of the blue, like, so, you go get your shot yet? Blah blah blah, and so there's a lot of that with some people, but I wouldn't say it's half of them. But I could be wrong. I'm going on my area, but I figure my area is probably a lot more tainted than a lot of the rest of America.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Depending on where they polled, I actually could see. I mean, if they polled like New York City exclusively, or somewhere like San Francisco or Seattle maybe, I could see in those places 50% of Democrats saying, "Yeah, lock people up just for talking about it." Because those people are all out of their goddamn minds anyway.
I wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't, some brainwashed college place that, they were in a small poll or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds more likely.
Yeah. On a similar vein, going to Squib State, I don't know if you saw the preliminary results that came out of the investigation into the governor up there and her COVID response. They're saying that the state of Michigan underreported deaths in nursing homes when they were throwing everybody in nursing homes by 30%. It's the one case where they underreported the death rate in Michigan was among the old folks in the nursing homes.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
I'm sure it was all 50 states that did that.
I don't know about the nursing home thing, but I can tell you that they have absolutely overreported the number of deaths in our state that are even related to it, and they keep pushing it. It's all over the national news, and I've had so many people who've never even set foot in this state try to tell me how bad it is here, and it's like, no. And don't get me wrong, people are going home sick, right? The new CDC guidelines are kind of whatever, and it's kind of interesting how they just keep downgrading this. What they're doing is they're gradually stepping us down so that this will eventually go away, so we can get back to normal life and everybody can make money, even though some people are making money right now just because nobody's there to work, so they're making some overtime. I might be one of them people, but all these shortages you're seeing and everything else, this is really mostly, it comes down to labor more than anything else. That has a domino effect on everything else. But in our state, if one person tests positive, they record 5 numbers, and then the news says 5 people died. And it's no, one person got sick or test positive, whether they show symptoms or not, just pop positive. And then they just start inflating the numbers and inflating the numbers. And the way the news reports it, they present it as if, if there were 5,000 COVID cases in Michigan today, there were 5,000 deaths in Michigan today. And that's not true. If that was the case, there wouldn't be anybody left. Like after the race riots in the 60s, there wouldn't be anybody left. So it's bullshit. I see it. And it was bullshit in the beginning when they were saying we were one of the hottest states. The county I was in was the worst county in the state and all this other stuff. And yet you go to the hospital and there's literally nobody there. There's literally the news is there going, oh yeah, the hospitals are bombarded. Meanwhile, they're laying off the employees because there's literally nobody, not even in the ICU, there's nobody there. It was all a lie. And it's still a lie. It's still a lie.
Yeah, it's like New York City when de Blasio was saying that the hospitals there were overrun. This was back when Trump was still in office, and he sent the 2 Navy hospital ships to New York, and both ships sat there empty because de Blasio was lying out his fucking ass.
No, that's not what happened. He sent the Comfort and the Mercy to Los Angeles and New York City, and their job was to see people who didn't have COVID. That's why they were getting next to no patients on there. They were there to make up. They were there to make up for the fact that the hospitals were turning people away for non-COVID related things.
Yeah, that's
the Navy ships.
Yeah, but they weren't needed. Was my point. De Blasio was saying the hospitals were being overrun by COVID, so Trump sent the hospital ship, and they sat there empty for a week because
they weren't there for COVID. They weren't there.
Yeah, I know. That's not what I was saying. I said they were there to help out with the situation, but they weren't needed. So they sat there empty for a week with nobody going there because the other hospitals weren't being overrun like what de Blasio was saying they were.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, that. But just the way you're saying it with the hospitals being overrun with COVID, just saying
de Blasio was saying the hospitals were being overrun by the COVID patients, so they had to have. So Trump sent that up there to help out, and so other people could see. And none of it was true.
And there are lots of people that are testing positive. How accurate are those tests still? How accurate are they? I still don't trust them completely. And you're talking about somebody actually starts to feel a little bit sick. Their employer says, go get a test. They go get a test. They test positive. And now, because they have 4 other people living in their house, 5 people have COVID. But wait a minute. This guy has a scratchy throat. He tests positive. Did you test the other people? Are they asymptomatic or not? It's a numbers game, and it's stupid how they do it.
Yeah,
it really
Omicron, is. There are people that are getting over Omicron in 2 days.
And don't get me wrong, there are some people that are miserable sick. They're laying in bed for 3 weeks, or some people have all these problems because they already freaking have problems. And you're going to have somebody who doesn't know that they have a health condition that is going to react adversely. Or you're going to have somebody who is healthy who's going to react adversely. These are minor, low percentage numbers of, you get that. I'm sure everybody knows that person that's sick a couple times a year, every year. And then the person that doesn't ever get sick, right? Well, they're treating everybody like and I know Americans don't take care of their bodies. At this point, Outcast has got to say, eat a salad, right?
Damn straight. And just a
legislate.
quick note, the CDC came out themselves stating that the majority of the people that died from COVID had over 4 or more associating factors,
right,
like as far as other problems, that would compact into it. So just something to keep in mind. I
Yeah,
probably could have said that better, but it's public. Look it up.
Yeah, Rand Paul. I think it was Rand Paul got Fauci to admit under oath that the cloth, the masks that they were telling everybody to wear, don't do a damn thing.
Nope, they don't. But it makes people feel better. It's a feel good measure, because right now it's like, what, 5 days from the day that you start showing symptoms, and then you go into work, and the next 5 days at work you have to wear a mask just to make all your coworkers feel better. And that's all it really is. That's what I'm telling you. They're ramping this stuff down because eventually they've got to get things back to normal, because they're, money's being made, but not in the way it could be. It's just this, and people are sick of it. Even some of the people who want this stuff are getting sick of it. And but the deaths in there, I'd really like to see some real numbers, not these inflated numbers like they got here in Michigan. I'd like to see some real numbers comparing these to, the regular flu, the cold, to infection, to all these other things that can, cancer. How many people die every year from smoking, from cancer, or lung disease from smoking, right? Even what Outcast was talking about a few weeks ago when we were talking about training with live ammunition. He was saying you can get killed getting in your car and driving somewhere. And it's like, yeah, how many people die in car accidents just not drunk driving or anything else, not speeding, just simply driving, normal everyday stuff. I think when we shut this country down, and every time we want to shut the schools down or other stuff, and it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's continuing to just breed more problems. The sooner we get back to normal, the sooner everything will be better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to your point about them trying to ramp this all down, the CDC also announced that they're cutting the quarantine period from 10 days to 5 if somebody tests positive.
Yeah, they already did. It's 5 days from the day that you start showing signs, not 5 days from the day you got your results back. And then 5 days after that, you're supposed to wear a mask at work. And isn't there some clause in there about if you can't get out of work, you do certain kinds of jobs, just wear a mask or something? I'd heard that, but I never went into their website to verify it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know here, I honestly don't know the name of the place, but it's one of them old folks' homes or whatever you want to call them. Somebody we actually know got sent home because they got popped with a coworker had COVID. So they got sent home, and they still want them to report to work. Everybody's being tested. They get tested, I think, weekly or something like that. Anyway, that's how they found out. But basically, in the end, even the person that got popped with COVID, they wanted to come back to work. And pretty much you were going to get in trouble if you didn't. So there was, you would think, I don't know, there would be something there, you know what I mean? But obviously they don't even, I don't know. They don't care one way or the other. So, and you're going to be in trouble if you don't show up to work. So, kind of strange.
Yeah, I know one thing. My insurance company, every time I get tested for COVID, that's $85. They send me $85 in a check. So I wish I would get tested every week.
So they're paying you to get tested, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I have at Aflax.
Uh-huh.
They pay you to get tested.
So my wife's Aflac hasn't paid her for a single one of the tests that she's had to have. Maybe it's because she works in medical. I don't know.
Yeah, they paid me for the time I was
different in
off.
different states.
And gave me the money for the test. No, it was worth it. I still got paid from the job too.
Yeah, when she's been out, my wife's been out twice.
Yeah, everybody else does too.
Yeah, my wife had to quarantine twice for COVID, not because she had it, but because our son had it. And then our daughter was quarantined, and she had been around our daughter, so she had to be quarantined for being around our daughter. And both times she got paid from her employer, just like if she would have been on vacation. She got vacation pay, essentially.
Yeah, I got paid by my employer too. Due to COVID, I've worked every single day of the week.
Yeah, I got sent home unpaid, got denied my unemployment, uh, never had any symptoms, and was told that I came into close contact with somebody at work. Well, everybody in our department had the same amount of time with that person the day before. And what they did was they sent me and the other guy home, and they kept the guy who made the least amount of money and made him, work like 12, 14-hour days while we were sitting at home not getting paid. And they denied my unemployment. I was not happy. I wasn't happy when I was stuck home for 3 months. All these people are like, man, I'm making more money sitting at home. I wasn't. And even then, I was crawling on the walls. I was like, no, I want to know I got a job. When I came back to work, it was kind of nice, but all these staffing issues. This person's out, that person's out, this person's out. It's just a mess.
Yeah, well, you aren't going to make more than you would have been if you were working, because you don't work at McDonald's flipping burgers for 8 hours. Good.
We've actually had people quit to go to the McDonald's around the corner because they pay $16.50 an hour and have health insurance.
Sweet Jesus, they don't pay anywhere near that here.
So if you're on third shift and you want to work days, McDonald's around the corner will put you on days at about $1.50 an hour, $2 an hour more than what you're making if you're on the lower end of the scale here. I thought they were starting people off at 15, and they're starting them off, I think, at 14 here, which is kind of a joke.
So you said they're making $16.50 an hour at McDonald's.
$16.50 with health insurance.
That's almost as much as my wife makes if she had to have a college degree to get her job.
You know what? I forget who it was, but I've seen the fast foods here. I've seen them advertise. I think down in Columbus, I saw $18 an hour. I've heard stuff like, $16 an hour, like all the time. I know I've seen 16 and $16.50 an hour just like posted on the windows at places, but I think it was Arby's that was 18 or $19 an hour. I just seen it a week or two ago. All the fast food places are paying that here.
The employers that step up are going to be standing when the dust settles. There have been small businesses and companies that have gone out because of this, and it's because they didn't adapt. One of the guys in our department got a $12 an hour raise if he'd move out of state to do the same job, and they paid his moving expenses. He went to him and said, look, you guys are going to have to match this, or else I got to go. And they said, go. And he did. He did. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He bettered himself that way. $12 an hour more to do the exact same work. That's crazy. But, hey, this company, they've got big contracts. They cannot afford to have their equipment shut down. They can't afford to have a line go down. They would lose so many tens of thousands of dollars an hour. For every hour the machines aren't making parts. They can't afford it. And then they get blacklisted and they have a hard time getting contracts in the future. So for them to pay him this big salary and all that, it's worth it in the long run. Smaller companies, I get it, they can't exactly do that. And there's always those people out there who say, oh, these small business owners are poor. I don't know. I know a lot of small business owners that have got money, and they don't spend it on anything but themselves. So if you don't step up to the bat and somebody puts you out of business, that's capitalism.
Holy Jesus Christ. The fence that says the Arby's there is advertising up to $21 per hour for full time. That's insane.
Defense Dad said that?
Yeah.
What are they paying at Runza? Because
have you seen the
pretty good
prices
sandwiches
of stuff at the fast foods lately? We're the ones paying for that $21 an hour, not Arby's.
Yeah, but see, you don't have to go to the restaurant. You don't have to buy this. You don't have to. You might go, well, I need this, I need that. Yeah, certain things I guess you do need, like toilet paper and toothpaste and stuff. But there are some things that you don't need, and that's the way the American consumer can fight back against some of the stuff is voting with their wallet, right? Once again, capitalism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember back in the old days when you had to bust your ass at your job to make $20 an hour, and that was considered very, very, very good pay?
Yeah, but you remember the days where you could live off of $20 an hour? Dude, you can't live off of $20 an hour.
Yeah, when I worked at Greyhound, I was making $6.25 an hour. About to get a raise at the $6.50 when I got laid off.
Yeah, but
And
that was
yeah, my wife and I were living off that in Pittsburgh with our apartment and stuff. I mean, it's like people now think they need $15 an hour to work at McDonald's. Go fuck yourself, okay?
I don't know when rent, when you could rent an apartment for $300 a month, that was one thing. But when
Yeah.
apartments start at $1,500 a month, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, I would thank Trump too. I think he did some things to handle this in a way that he kind of took the blame off of him, and didn't like take control or set precedent for the president to be a dictator. But in other ways, he helped perpetuate it. And maybe he believed some of it, but after a while, he should have got a clue and said, "Wait a minute, hold up." And I know that Fauci's appointed and he's got all these protections, but this is the president, his boss. You're telling me there is absolutely no way, there's nothing to get rid of Fauci? I don't believe that. I just don't believe it for a second.
Fauci would have to be impeached. It's just like a Supreme Court or one of the other lifetime appointments. The only way you get rid of Fauci is to impeach him. And the Democrats ain't going to impeach Fauci when he's spitting out
I
everything
just
they
can't
want.
believe there's not an alternative. I can't believe there's not
There's
something dust off the books or whatever. Nobody should have that much power.
I know. I'm not arguing with you. I agree with you 100%.
Oh yeah, there's an alternative, but it's up to us to handle it.
Don't say that.
Oh my God! Did you see where Fauci said on oath where Rand Paul was trying to have him killed? He literally said that in the committee, in the Senate chambers, and he held up a picture that Rand Paul had posted that said "Fire Fauci," and according to Fauci, that means kill Fauci.
Uh-huh. See, that
Could you imagine? Could you imagine everybody gets a text from one of the guys? It's like, "Hey man, can't make it to the boog. I got the cocoa. I'm laid up sick." Like, "Oh man, Joe's not gonna be here." Then we get there, and whoever's like organizing it, which is the reason why it's never gonna happen, is there's no organization. But whoever's organizing, goes, "All right, everybody, stay 6 feet apart. Remember to wear your gas masks, and we don't handshake anymore. We do the elbow thing."
I had when I heard Fauci say that, I had to laugh, and it was funny that he actually held up the picture that's right next to him. It said "Fire Fauci." I'm waiting for somebody to meme that. Somebody's probably working on that already. Damn, that was special. Yeah, Guns of Barbecue says when he was working corrections, he was making $8.50 an hour with no benefits or overtime until he had 86 hours in a pay week. No sick days or anything. Yeah. Now, if I would have hit full time at Greyhound, which I was on the verge of hitting full time and getting another raise, getting the raise I just talked about, I'd have had benefits. I'd have been able to go anywhere in the country on Greyhound without paying. Well, I already could, but I only got three trips a year. But once you hit full time, when I was working at Greyhound, this would have been 95. They gave you a card that you kept in your wallet. As long as there was room on the bus, you flashed the card and you go wherever you wanted.
Greyhound also does military discounts.
Yes, they do.
Last I knew, it was like anywhere for like $100.
I rode Greyhound once. I think everybody should do it once just to get the experience. Then after that, you might feel the same way as me. You couldn't get me on a Greyhound bus with a roll of duct tape, an ether rag, and a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, Greyhound's good
Same
if you're
way
going
here.
small distance. Yeah, Greyhound is good if you're going small distance. Like in Pittsburgh, if you wanted to take a bus from Monroeville to downtown Pittsburgh, you basically had two choices: wait and take a bus that took you an hour and a half to get from Monroeville to downtown Pittsburgh. And if anybody knows Pittsburgh area, Monroeville ain't that far from Pittsburgh. Or you paid like $10 to ride the Greyhound, which took you maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. Because any bus that was heading towards New York went to Monroeville because there was an agency in Monroeville, so they always stopped in Monroeville. So you had people like business executives and stuff that lived out that way. They would park their cars at like Monroeville Mall, which is where Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, one of those zombie movies was filmed in the Night of the Living Dead series. And they would hop on the Greyhound and they would ride the Greyhound into Pittsburgh and then walk to work from the Greyhound terminal because it was cheaper than having to pay for parking downtown. You'd see guys getting off the bus or ladies getting off the bus with a briefcase and stuff, and that was their only luggage was the briefcase that they carried on. Then you would see them in the afternoon getting on the bus going the opposite direction. And it was an everyday thing with them. So,
Great cover for a drug transportation operation.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of businesses in downtown Pittsburgh. Fortune 500 companies.
That's the point.
Nowadays, you can just use UPS and FedEx, Rob.
Uh-huh. Defense that is traumatizing his cat right now. Torturing the poor little kitty cat.
You still got a house full of kittens?
There's not a house full. There's only 4 of them. But they're starting to eat solid food and use the litter box. So I told my wife it's time for them to go.
Shocked your cat's not fixed.
Oh, my wife keeps making excuses for that.
Yeah.
I think she just likes having the kittens running around.
It's crazy. Kittens are hard to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. So when we lived at her grandmother's house, she had a heck of a lot more cats because she would rescue them. So we had a bunch of cats running around outside the house and stuff.
I think his wife was waiting on a group discount. Give Rich and all the cats at one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. G23 says he challenges anybody to ride the bus from Washington State to South Carolina or the other way. He didn't want to do it again. It was bad enough riding the bus from Fort Benning, Georgia to Cumberland, Maryland. I'm not even going to try going cross country.
My lady's taking that bus to come visit me across country. So it was one hell of an experience, as she tells it. So
yeah,
she can go on for quite a while.
God, but, from Charlotte, North Carolina to Washington, D.C., there was a guy sitting in front of me that just kept singing freaking goddamn hymns the whole trip. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
They call him Jim Crazy.
And I couldn't move to a different seat because the bus was full. It's like, no, somebody shut this asshole up. He's like got his headphones on, singing hymns the whole like, and he couldn't sing for shit. It would have been another thing. It would have been one thing if the guy could sing. The guy couldn't carry a note. The guy was worse than Snob. We've all heard Snob sing. This guy was worse than Snob.
My lady says the worst stop out of all of it was Omaha, Nebraska. So I guess she was like, the people were weirdos. They kept coming out of the shadows. Basically trying to approach people one-on-one and things like that. she said out of all the other stops, she was the most concerned in Omaha, Nebraska. So I don't know what that's saying for all those Nebraska guys out there, but
Omaha definitely doesn't represent the rest of the state. I can tell you that. I've been there a couple times, and I mean, it's a city, got lots of traffic, it's a border town, but yeah, it's definitely not the same there as it is other parts.
apparently she
Mutual
teamed
Omaha,
up
Wild
with
Kingdom.
another chick that had the same idea just to go use the bathroom. That's how concerned it was, which is funny because, my lady will run around town here like nothing, but it's not a problem. So, and a lot of people would feel differently, especially Squib always yelling at me. But so that's kind of saying something.
Yeah, no, MKJO and Kingpin are out there talking about the bus terminal in Baltimore, and MKJO brought McDonald's. McDonald's is on my wife's boycott list right now.
Is it a price of a Whopper?
No, that would be Burger King. No, it's actually because of what the Ronald McDonald House instituted. They are evicting people who have small children who are patients that are staying at the Ronald McDonald House if their small child is not vaccinated. And that came directly from their board of directors to do.
It's crazy, man. Crazy stuff. Especially if your kid's there's a good chance they got a lot of serious stuff going on.
Yeah, the guy who posted
been in
the
a
video,
place like that for a while. Not for
Guy-
me, but I actually was paid to bring other people.
yeah, guy in British Columbia. I'm assuming it's Vancouver because that's the largest city in British Columbia. Got pissed off because they got left a notice from the workers. They slid the notices under every one of the doors of the people that were staying there. He was there with his 4-year-old son who's being treated for leukemia, telling them that if they're not if their child isn't vaccinated, they are going to be evicted. He went down to the register and when asked to speak to the manager went back in her office and pulled out the memo that came from the board of directors to all Ronald McDonald houses in the United States and Canada, that if the children aren't vaccinated, they have to leave.
Some crazy stuff. A lot of those parents travel from across the country, or at least states away to some of these, like NIH, where this is the one I had to take people to a few times. In a sense, not necessarily free room and board, but a lot of these parents can't afford this type of stuff. It's free, this and that. So it's nice. The facilities are great. They got a full kitchen, stock. You can help yourself. They recommend you do. You have private rooms, private meeting rooms that you can do with other people, other family that's not there. Arcade. They got, the place is set up nice. When I was there, it seemed like there was a lot of cancer patient kids there. So, but, with time to kill, I had a blast playing games with these kids, man. Like, talk about a sweet gig. But, so it's a shame that, they toss a family out on their butt like that when a lot of those kids probably medically it wouldn't be in their best interest. It's pretty shitty.
So instead of going to the McDonald's drive-thru and giving them your hard-earned money, just have a salad instead.
You should have a salad, but yeah. And I'm not a fan of McDonald's, but I got to say that setup was a nice thing in my opinion. A good thing. I'm sure there's some backdoor write-off or something where they're making money on it or something. Still, that opportunity for families with low income, where they'd actually pay for you to get there in a sense too. That means a lot when you got a sick kid and empty pockets.
Sounds like one of the kittens is trying to climb cardboard. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Yeah, it's a fucked up situation any way you look at it. Your kid's already sick, may not who knows if they're going to make it through their treatments and everything. And then you got the people that are there supposed to be helping you, telling you to get the fuck out because you didn't get your kid vaccinated with something where the efficacy of it is coming under question now. And I mean, they're telling you now to be fully vaccinated against Omicron, you have to have four needles, because you got to have the initial 1 or 2 jabs and then 2 or 3 boosters on top of it. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then Fauci also, when he was under testimony, said that even if you get all the boosters and everything, everybody at some point is going to get Omicron. he said that under oath, that any way you slice it, you're going to get it, whether you have the vaccine or not. So what's the point in getting vaccinated anyway? I mean, is it really a vaccine if it doesn't work? I mean, well, they did change the terminology and definition of what a vaccine is, so there is that. And if you don't believe me, you can use like the Wayback Machine or the Time Machine, which are 2 internet websites where you can type in a given subject or a given URL, and it'll take you back to the previous page for that subject. And if you do Webster's Dictionary on either one of those things and you look up the definition of vaccine, do it on Webster's webpage now as it stands now, and do it on the one from the past, and they completely changed the definition of vaccine. It's not even the same thing anymore. It's not the flu. The coronavirus, the flu is the influenza virus.
Sounds like a rerun.
Yeah, I know. It's not, but it's not the flu. It's a different family of viruses. The flu is the influenza virus, which is what the Spanish flu was. The current flu we get now is just a heavily mutated form of the Spanish flu that was killing everybody back in the 1918? That they actually stopped World War I for a brief period or something along the lines. Anyway, that's what the influenza is. COVID is a coronavirus, which is the same thing as what SARS was. It's what the H1N1 was. It was what bird flu was. It's what the common cold is.
So it's a flu.
No, it's not the flu. It's not the same virus.
But you said bird flu, so it's flu.
But the bird flu was misnamed. If you remember H1N1 swine flu, so neither one of those were actually named right.
Is there a chipmunk flu?
I have no clue. There probably is if you go over to China somewhere. But no, Omicron is not as strong as the flu. Omicron is more akin to having a very, very bad cold. But it's not the flu is actually stronger than what Omicron is at this point. But you got people that don't understand the viruses. I mean, I wasn't necessarily picking on you, Defense Dad, but it's amazing how many people don't understand.
Sound like he was to me.
And no, I wasn't picking on him. He's the one that said it's a damn flu, but I know he was being sarcastic.
It's a damn flu.
Yeah, be quiet. You're a Marine. What do you know? But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. People that don't understand it's actually Omicron is basically a super cold. Is basically what it is. It's in the same family, and you got to question the quick test, because the quick test you'll have people that have the common cold that will get tested with the quick test for COVID, and it'll come back positive because it's not actually testing for the COVID virus in and of itself. It's testing for coronavirus. The most common coronavirus is still the common cold, and people are getting tested, coming back with positive test results for COVID when they have the common cold. It's absolutely stupid. The long test will actually tell you what variant you have and stuff when you're tested with it, but the short test doesn't. It just comes back as being positive for corona. But anything that comes back corona these days is just automatically going to be COVID because that's what they want it to be.
Hey, the quick test is sponsored and used by the NBA. It's got to be the shit.
Yeah. You said the NBA, the basketball? Yeah, okay, that's shit anyway, so who cares? I guess shit doesn't know shit from shit. I don't know. In case you didn't guess, I'm not a fan of the NBA. I can't stand watching basketball.
Me neither. Me neither.
That's one sport I never could get into that was popular in the U.S. was basketball. It just
Well, I can respect it more in hockey. I mean, at
hey,
least
come on now, hockey is a hell of a lot more
I don't
physical.
mean hockey. I mean football. But at least you're not wearing tights and smacking each other on the ass every 5 minutes.
Have you not watched the basketball game? They were in loose shorts, or in the back in the '70s, tight shorts and smacking each other on the ass. Just at least with football, you have pads there. You know? Just saying.
I don't know. Just don't understand the whole game grab ass.
Well, with football, one of the reasons why that developed, it's the one place where if you're in full gear, you can actually feel if somebody touches you. Like if you got your pads on, somebody pats you on your shoulder pad, you ain't going to feel it unless they really hit you on the pad. But that's one of the ways that they would use because of how loud the stadium gets. If they wanted to get a hold of somebody, that's the one place where you don't have pads. Literally, that is the one place where you don't have pads. Everywhere else on your football uniform, you have some kind of padding, so it makes it hard for you to tell if somebody's like trying to get your attention.
Okay, now you just sound like you're defending the gay coach. I don't know.
Could you guys imagine if that was part of our training, right? Noise discipline. All right, what you're going to do is so that you don't give away your position to the enemy. When you're trying to communicate with other people in your squad, you just come up and pat them on the ass.
Well, you're not wearing pads everywhere either. They don't send you into battle wearing full football equipment. That would be an interesting sight to see somebody in full football gear, like an offensive lineman or defensive lineman or something running out there with a battle rifle. That would be hilarious.
It's close. I mean, you don't have shoulder pads, but I'd assume, not going to assume, I'd be willing to bet, the average soldier is wearing more weight equipment, and depending on
it'd be interesting.
What they're doing, you're also wearing possibly double layer elbow pads, knee pads.
It'll be interesting for sure to see a weight comparison between the gear, because that football gear, man, that shit gets heavy. It would definitely be interesting to see, especially if you're wearing like the rib guard because you got bruised ribs or something. That's like wearing a flak vest. So it would be interesting to get to see somebody do a weight comparison. Well, hockey equipment too. Hockey equipment gets heavy.
Yeah, but there's no 400-pound hockey players. Like half the dudes in the NFL are 6'8", 400 pounds.
I ain't quite that big. Especially now. You look at offensive linemen now, there are a lot of guys that are a hell of a lot slimmer than what they used to be and a lot more muscular and physical as far as their athleticism and stuff.
I get that, but the 75 other years of NFL history, linemen were all big oak tree men.
Well, and then you have Pat Hirsch.
Right, well, yeah.
You were there when Pat was talking about his football career in high school, right? Where he was talking about how he was 150 pounds and playing offensive lineman.
Yeah. It's just like backyard game at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
You sure he wasn't the ball?
The ball is on the line, so it's a good question, probably.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta get ready for work.
Okay, Buck.
Since this is a damn Monday.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
Take care,
Yep.
Buck.
Thanks for jumping in, Buck.
Later.
All right, thanks for the invite.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, it looks like we lost Jason a while back.
He said he had he put something in the text chat.
Okay, I didn't see.
Yeah, you got like every 10 minutes you got to bring up something about reload to keep them interested, or women.
G23 says that he's 6 foot, 375 pounds. When he played football, he was 6 foot, 225. Yeah, that's about what I was. 6 foot, 220 or so. Stacy, back. You home now?
Yes, I'm home now. Finally. And you finally had some people leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Buck must have saw when you said that there on YouTube. He's like, "Oh, Stacy's coming here. I'm getting out of here before I get my ass kicked."
Yeah, he probably did. I'm surprised Rob didn't. You know, he's always in trouble.
Well, I thought Kingpin would be the one in trouble with the comment you made earlier.
He stays in trouble.
I didn't call you old.
I was just joking.
So he stays in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't call you old. I didn't reference you.
I don't know. I kind of disagree.
Yeah, we need to set up a wrestling ring here. In this corner.
Oh, he wouldn't get in it. I would win.
From Baltimore, weighing 150 pounds when he gets out of the shower, David Bowling. And in this
Come
corner,
on. We know you only watch guys in tights.
Well, speaking of trouble, I see someone in the chat that's definitely trouble. More trouble than Kingpin.
Moo.
See, man.
Yeah, Moo's got a link.
He's too scared because I'm in here.
That hasn't stopped him before.
See if it stops him now.
So, real quick, you weren't in here when we were talking about what's your take on the situation with the Ronald McDonald House, Stacy?
What about it?
Oh, you don't know?
Not that I know of.
They sent the corporate board of directors for Ronald McDonald House sent a memo out to all the chapters in the United States and Canada saying that if children, and we're talking young children, aren't vaccinated, they have to evict the children and their parents from the Ronald McDonald House.
Really?
Yep.
That's shocking. Obviously, I don't agree with it. That's totally retarded.
I didn't send you a link, G23? Thought I did. No, I missed a couple people tonight, apparently.
That throws you off on a different night.
Yeah. Maybe.
Programming note: tomorrow is 9mm's birthday.
Yeah, we should probably talk about something other than Glocks anyway. How's that APX, Kingpin?
Yeah, apparently I didn't.
I like it. I don't think it's a very attractive firearm. I think it shoots really nice.
It looks all right. I mean, pictures and in person are two different things. If I recall correctly, the only one I've actually seen in person is yours. So, but in person, it looked pretty good. Not that I got to fondle it or play with it. Yeah, that just got weird, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, when I did see it, his Beretta APX, to be clear.
Yeah, I bought
looked
that.
decent to me.
I bought that from Scotsman like 2 years ago, and they've come out with different like sizes and versions of them since then. But the one that I have, right out of the box, I think it's got one of the best triggers. And I really like the trigger one.
Real quick, G23, I did email you. I just sent you the link. If I forget you, say something. I will forget to send somebody a link. I do it all the time. So if you want a link anytime, and I forgot to send you one, just say something. I'll send you a link. Sometimes I'll just click them because I have it set up where when I'm sending links out, it automatically auto populates, and I just click. I may have just clicked over you, not realizing that I did, because sometimes the names will shift and whatnot. So yeah, it wasn't intentional.
Kind of remind me of like Jake at the end of Blues Brothers with a whole list of excuses.
Uh-huh. Hey, I forgot to send you a link. You said something. You got the link, so hush.
Would you say that APX is underrated? Because honestly, I don't hear much about it.
Yeah, I
And
would.
being Beretta, you think you'd hear more.
Well, it being a striker fire polymer Beretta, people kind of turn their nose up to it. And then the big, goofy looking slide on it, people kind of turn their nose up to it. But I'd say if you're looking for it, if you got a gun that you can test out, then you should probably go ahead and try that. If you can't find one anywhere, then I could probably figure out, maybe I could send you mine and you could test it for a little while.
Yeah,
I'd buy it if I was you.
my issue with it is I don't like the serrations on it, which are those big goofy serrations that you were just talking about. That's why I didn't get one. The serrations, I just did not like those at all.
The serrations are ugly. They weren't, but I mean, I can't say that it's an attractive gun.
No, it's
better
not
than a
it wasn't the
Glock.
looks. It
No, it's
wasn't the
far better.
looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't the looks. I like the serrations on like my Smith and Wesson and my CZ and stuff better as far as getting a grip on.
The APX was kind of like the pre 320 modular gun because you could,
Mhm.
it came with different grip frame, different stuff like that, where you could just
Yeah.
swap it in and out. Like that was one of the selling features for it.
You know, if Beretta has any plans of, I don't know, refreshing the model somehow or some way. Because I assume now they're probably getting overshadowed by SIG and a few of the others where you can kind of swap stuff out.
I know they came out with another APX, like, what was it, like 2 years ago, Rich?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was basically just a smaller version.
Yeah,
Not
they
really.
came out with the compact or whatever it was.
You don't have one of these, Squid?
An APX?
Yeah.
I think I rented one back in the early 2000s. That's the short rifle with the plastic stock.
No, that's the CX.
Oh.
You're talking about the what is it? I mean, I know what you're talking about.
PX Storm.
Yeah.
No,
Well, this would have been the CX Storm. The CX was.
it had a gray
version.
plastic stock that was kind of like a skeletonized stock. I want to say it was a 9mm.
Yeah, but no, that's not the one we're talking about. The APX is a handgun. It's the one with the goofy serrations that have like an inch between, like a quarter of an inch or something like that.
I think I can speak for Jason when I say there is only one Beretta handgun.
Damn snob.
Yeah, MKJO says the APX is a pretty good deal for the price. Yeah, they were going for better than what they are now at one point. You had them and the Walther Creed were going for real low prices a while, and then Walther stopped making the Creed altogether, and the APX prices started going up. But you could get them for like $350, $400 at one point.
You know, run around G23's question.
I'm not a Glock person, so I really don't have an opinion on it. But he wants to know what everybody's opinion on the Franklin Armory binary trigger for the Glock 17 and 19 is. I'm assuming that's the question you're talking about.
I think it's better to just go back to ignoring him like he told us to do before we started.
Oh.
Oh, did I say that? My bad.
It's for a Glock. I don't care. That's my answer.
But binary triggers defined as pull the trigger, the gun goes off, let the trigger go, the gun goes off, right?
Right. Basically, you're turning your Glock 17 or 19 into a poor man's Glock 18, which is the full auto version.
Doesn't that guarantee you for that second shot, though? Like, you have to let go of the trigger and engage that shot.
Yeah, with that one you would think, because it doesn't have the safety like what the AR would, unless you have to modify
So
it where it can take a safety.
you
Because the
know, in like
Glock
a
30,
year, there's
the
going to be
Glock
that
13
Glock guy that takes a shot and then has to discharge around somewhere, and it's going to turn out to be a thing.
Yeah, they may have it where you have to modify the grip frame to accept the safety lever, because the G18 comes with a safety lever on it because it's got the selector. So maybe it's something like that where you got to cut like a little notch in the frame or something. I really haven't looked at it, so because again, I don't own any Glocks.
Well, my opinion on the binary triggers as a whole, Glock or any gun, they're a neat toy to have. I can maybe see doing competitions where you're required to have a binary trigger to like do fast, kind of go through an obstacle stuff. But I mean, and obvious to me, maybe I'm just stupid, but you'd be really asking for trouble to put that in like a carry gun.
He says it has a selector on the slide, so when you install that, you got to change the slide to, I'm guessing. Which would be, if I remember, that might be where the G18 selector is now that I think about it on the slide.
I can see a use for those triggers in certain applications, but definitely not any kind of carry gun or even any main gun. But as some type of support fire or something, you know what I mean? I can see that, but you're talking very rare situations, so I don't know if it's practical in most cases. Honestly, I'd be nervous with that just sitting there. If I had 5 ARs, I'd make sure that one was clearly marked to be that.
You know where that might be fun for a range toy? Get one of those and one of this, what is it, MCK, like Roni things. Put that in a Glock inside one of those Roni things.
Well, if you got really proficient with it and you were doing some type of crowd control, or there's a large group of people and you're really proficient, then you could just double tap each individual target, pat, 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 and that would probably be all right.
As a civilian, man,
that's
you
like
got to answer for every round.
That's why you aim at your face for the first 2 rounds. I'm shooting you with both those.
Trying to get through the mask. I get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm gonna double instead of pulling the trigger twice at each target. When I pull the trigger once and let it go, it's that both of them are going to be aimed at the same target, and then I'll pause and then pull the trigger, let go at the next target. So, like a double tap, you know what I mean, for each individual target.
Yeah, another instance where that might come in handy is if you got somebody coming at you in a car, pop up through the windshield. The first shot, because generally when the bullet hits a windshield, the windshield is going to deflect a little bit. So a bullet, when you're firing at somebody who's coming at you in a car, you're not guaranteed that your bullet is going to go through the windshield and hit them because the windshield deflection. That second round coming right after the first may hit the driver and be able to save your ass from being hit by a car.
It's a civilian at a checkpoint, like, set up a neighborhood checkpoint or something, maybe, but again, it's very rare ideal use, in my opinion, other than just fun.
I'm just throwing it out there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, my scenario
until a Glock guy does something stupid.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out a theoretical, like say you're at a Waukesha. Remember that in Waukesha, the Christmas parade? Something like that. I could see that trigger because of the deflection from glass, like for law enforcement or something like that. Where you got a madman running people over with their Ford Escape. And MKJS said it's only for Gen 3 17s. Well, yeah.
So, are those magazines expensive for the Beretta APX?
like I said, I bought mine from Scotsman, and I think it came with 7 or 8 mags. So I don't think it came with that from the factory. I think he just sent me a whole bunch of extra mags. Yeah. So the question, I don't know how much mags are, if they're expensive or if they're cheaper. I don't know.
I'm just curious and getting off blocks.
Yeah, change the subject. Rob don't want to talk about Glocks no more.
Yeah, I'm just messing with somebody out there.
You know I happen to like Glocks too, right? Just saying.
Oh, did you see Roll Call's video by any chance of his choking?
No, I haven't. I'll have to watch it.
You might want to.
It's okay. She likes Kimber's more.
Yeah, I do like my Kimber.
I like my Kimber, but I can't pay the price that they're asking on new ones.
Who let you in here? Oh wait, never mind. I did.
Probably New York.
No, Rob did it. Okay.
Yeah, he knows I'm a Smith & Wesson guy.
Yeah.
He's like, great, somebody that won't go on this Glock tangent.
Well, you did get a shout out earlier. I said Mr. Big Kid was you before you were you.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I say ironically, because you guys were just talking about Kingpin. Kingpin's the one that told me to check out Mr. Big Kid shortly after I started my channel.
Yeah, he was doing the whole guns and barbecue thing before you were.
Yep. Yeah, I went over, checked him out, and he's like, dude, this is awesome. I was like, sweet. He's a solid dude. Mr. Big Kid's awesome. Now he's got the B channel for all of his barbecue, which he said he started that because he felt like his barbecue videos were being hampered by the gun content because people that are looking for barbecue stuff aren't typically looking for gun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Man, you saw the poll.
Hey, you got to
there,
defend that barbecue, man.
Oh, that's my whole
People do some crazy shit for that chicken. You drive down the highway and smell that. That's where you see all the tracks in the media. People are like, "Oh hell no!" Cut the brakes and they're gone.
The Melanin guy is the one that brought up chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that stuff's like crack going down the highway at lunchtime.
You know what? You know what's bad? I found out today. Australians think Kentucky Fried Chicken is really good stuff. They just don't know.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is better than a lot of stuff I've had. It's not very often I find somebody that can do fried chicken well. Well, I mean, heck, then again, it's amazing how many people think Kentucky Fried Chicken is fried.
It's pressure cooked.
Yep.
With 11 herbs and spices, the Colonel's secret recipe.
I remember seeing this meme go around. You guys like, screw this place. I quit. All this fun jazz. And he's just like taking a photo of himself quitting or some crap. Then he's like, the secret recipe is, and he puts like 10 of the herbs and spices. People just started passing it around like, here it is, here it is. And I was like, you ever take the time to count those? There's only 10.
Yeah, don't work like that. Spices come in a bag and then throw it in like this gray bucket thing and mix it all up, and then throw it in that I don't know, cooker thing or whatever. So and it doesn't tell you what's in the bag. Yeah. But I may have stolen a few of those bags in the past. Not stolen.
Rob's dealing KFC spices.
But
you already said you stole it. You can't take it back.
Never mind.
The thing I don't get is, I thought by law you're supposed to have to list all of your ingredients.
No, they just have to, fast food restaurants and stuff like that, they just have to list the fat content and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I
like,
knew the nutrition facts, but I thought
They might be able to get away with it the same way on a SDS sheet. If you've got some sort of proprietary secret kind of formula, there's a way that you can put verbiage in there that releases you from having to put what's in the secret formula for whatever this chemical is that you sell. I don't know the exact way how you qualify for it or not, but I've seen it before. I don't know. Maybe it has to be something that's inert. I mean, spices, unless you're allergic to it, I would think that would be your way to weasel in. I have to know what's in here because I have an allergy.
exactly, and that's what I was curious about. Unless
Yeah,
it's something where they're just like, there's like nobody in the world that's allergic to this, and then the government's like, all right, whatever, we don't care.
yeah, the restaurant, it's different with restaurants because the only thing they have to do is list if it's made with around in or around anything that somebody might be allergic to. Then they have to put a disclaimer. But as far as the ingredients, because restaurants isn't like when you go and buy a box of cornflakes. When you're buying a consumer good in the store, like food wise, they have to list all the ingredients. But when you go into a restaurant, they don't. Generally, you'll see some of the restaurants will put it on their website what their ingredients are. I don't even know if KFC does to that point where.
Well, and that's what I meant though, because I'm not expecting them to have it on like the a Big Mac, have it on the box or something, or on the wrapper for your chicken or anything like that, but have it listed somewhere online.
Yeah, but even that, even restaurants that do that, but they're not going to tell you the exact quantity of whatever. They'll just tell you that it may contain this. But even there's a lot of restaurants that don't even do that. Especially if it's a mom and pop type of place, they're not going to have the website with ingredients listed for their entire menu or anything like that. G23 says that Rob reallocated the bags from KFC.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah,
They're going to expire and get thrown in the dumpster. The manager just take them home.
Don't accept any help from that Glock guy.
Don't help him.
Yeah,
he's not all bad. He's not all bad. Don't take me wrong.
You're a Glock sympathizer now.
He does make a display.
He does shoot 40 Smith and Wesson. I mean, he's a little confused.
Hey, Rob. Quiet with the 40 Smith & Wesson jabs.
I still haven't seen that mule back, Rob.
I have 40 Smith & Wesson rounds that are just as powerful as 357 Magnum. So, just saying.
I don't know what happened to that thing. All I know is, there was an investigation, I'm sure some probing involved. And, when I last saw the mule after my questioning, it didn't look very happy.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to shoot 1 centimeter.
Mm-hmm. That's the German name for it.
If I'm shooting anything comparable to 40.
Are you a Nazi listing things by centimeter? Yeah, that was what the Nazis did.
My last name is Berger.
I know.
No, I mean, my chosen calibers are typically 45 ACP or 44 Magnum. However, once in a while, I do like to pull out the 10 millimeter 1911s as well. And I just did order that MMP 2.0 and 10 millimeter.
I've said it before and I will say it again. The problem with 40 Smith & Wesson is the FBI wanted it loaded like a 10 millimeter. If they'd have loaded it with a lighter bullet, like a 135 grain bullet, that round would have took off. Then there would have been no need for anybody to do 357 SIG because 40 would have already been doing the same thing 357 SIG does.
Well, at least I'm not the only caliber skeptic.
Well,
I like
15 centimeters does sound more impressive than 6 inches.
True story.
Yeah, but you're going the wrong way because the Germans would go like, instead of saying something was an 88 millimeter gun, they would say it was an 8.8 centimeter gun. Yeah, I mean, like with the, I mean, that's what they, for some reason, I mean, so they made the gun sound smaller by going with, because people don't know metrics in the United States. They just I don't know, G23. The 135 grain 40s I got are doing 1,400 feet per second, which I believe the other night's what you said your 120 grain ones are. So the 135 going 1,400 are going to hit harder than the 120 going 1,400. Yeah, the same. 135 grain bullet doing 1,400 feet per second. Got a muzzle energy of around 600 foot-pounds. That would be really crazy. It would be 135 grain or 120 grain bullet out of a 10 millimeter. And figure 180 grain 10 millimeters on par with what, a 41 Magnum? So, 135 grain is going to be screaming out of a 10 millimeter. It's already screaming out of a 40.
Imagine that with like a plus P load too.
People say you can't do a plus P load with the 40 Smith & Wesson. Yeah, you can, because there's even 40 Smith & Wesson isn't loaded to its maximum capability when you're buying store-bought rounds.
If you have 40 Smith plus P, wouldn't that just be 10 millimeter?
No, because it's a bigger cartridge.
If you really think about it, they should have named it 40 Smith & Wesson. They should have named it 10 millimeter special or something.
Well, yeah, they got the Smith & Wesson name because it was partly developed by Smith & Wesson. It was a joint project between Smith & Wesson and Winchester. So they wanted.
So you're saying that Smith & Wesson purposely weakened a cartridge? What does that say about the products?
No, that's what the FBI wanted.
But Smith & Wesson is there. They purposely wanted to make a product that was weaker.
They didn't actually weaken it. The round had already been weakened because they basically what the FBI wanted was their weakened 10 millimeter cartridge in a round that would fit in a 9 millimeter size pistol. So what Smith & Wesson and Winchester did was took their weakened 10 millimeter and cut down the case and made it viable to fire out of the 40 Smith & Wesson cartridge.
Some people like weak rounds.
So
G23.
Instead of maybe promoting strength in the 9 millimeter, they excluded it, and then they weakened the superior 10 millimeter, and it just goes to show exactly what Smith & Wesson is really all about.
Well, that you got to take into consideration back then. We're talking the late 80s. 9 millimeter sucked. The 9 millimeter was not that good a cartridge back then. They've made some strides with the bullet designs and such since then.
So instead of giving 9 millimeter an equal opportunity, they kept it down, and then they just inserted their own weakened anemic cartridge.
Well, it's not.
Yeah,
40 Smith & Wesson hits harder than 9 millimeter.
G-Web's involved in this.
Smith & Wesson and their politics. I'm telling you.
But if you actually
next
look
thing you
at
know, they're gonna sell out to an English company and then put a Hillary hole in their revolvers.
Well, they're actually doing away with that. I don't know if you noticed or not, but a lot of like the J frames and stuff now they're omitting the Hillary holes now. Finally.
Awesome. It'd be great if they did that on their classic line.
Mm-hmm. You would think they would. If they were going to start doing away with the Hillary hole on anything, you'd think they would have started with the classic line.
Because I will have a Model 29 Classic in a heartbeat. I'd like to find an original, but I will settle for getting the Classic if they got rid of the Hillary hole on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is the hole distracting to you?
Well, I have a thing for small holes is the thing.
Yeah, we're not going to get into why. That's a topic for a different channel.
Wow.
I'm just saying, the weatherman said that we're going to get 12 inches, and we got it all at once. Normally, when I tell a girl she's gonna get 12 inches, I tell her she's got to take it 4 times.
Uh-huh. No, you're being generous.
Not
to
just
yourself,
4.
huh?
Wait, are you sure it's not more than 4?
Have you been looking at me in the shower?
No,
Um,
hey,
do you have an OnlyFans?
Video. I'm open to videos.
And say, I mean, I tried to make a bet with Snob, which, I mean, you wouldn't have gotten the video anyways because he would have ended up winning the bet, but he wussed out. I know you would have got the video because he could have been like, instead of ammo, you just send me the video for Stacy and get her off my back. I'm like, whatever. He had a 2-month head start. Literally a week after I offered him that bet, he gets his gun. I was like, sucker.
No. Well, he finally got the 10 millimeter or what? No.
Yeah, well, I went and ordered mine.
Stacy's not property, guys. She's not property.
I don't know what's going on. Did Snob finally get his because he isn't paid?
He posted a thing on Instagram with it.
Oh,
but
did he?
yeah.
Okay. I haven't looked at Instagram, so I didn't know.
What was it? Friday, I think he messaged me and was like, got it. And I was like, so you should make taking that bet. You'd have a free box.
I don't know because Gary didn't do his show on Friday, so I didn't get to talk to any of these guys before they took off the shot. So.
Yeah, they all had invites too, those slackers.
Uh-huh.
I tell them every time it's in the fine print with their contract with Gizzard. You're supposed to come into all the foul territories, whether it's Gizzard hosting or not. Got to talk to that chicken is the thing. He's supposed to hold him to it.
But anyway, the FBI is wholly and totally responsible for the 40 Smith & Wesson being seen as a weak cartridge. It's all their fault because they wanted it loaded like with their 10 millimeter round instead of like what it should have been loaded with.
Now, have you guys seen that shootout that they always refer to?
The Miami-Dade shootout?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that's the one.
videos,
That's
there's
why
a movie.
that's why the FBI went from 9 millimeter to 10 millimeter.
Wouldn't you say they kind of handled that a little funky? I mean, even in the approach, I saw a video, so I don't know. Maybe the video of the actors, acted differently than real life, but they didn't seem like they engaged too smartly, in my opinion. And they had the numbers too. So
yeah, well, you got to remember too, the police weren't trained to handle that situation, and neither were the FBI. That was something that was totally foreign to them, and their weapons weren't up to snuff to deal with the situation.
I mean, if you're in that type of job, you should do more than look good with an alligator shirt on. I don't know. You think that even some common sense into it. Just some of the people when they were shot, just in my opinion, just took full. Like they didn't work together at all. Like you can see street thugs in videos do better jobs than that. Maybe it's just me, but I just I wouldn't necessarily blame the caliber in a sense.
Well, no,
I mean no disrespect to the officers. I'm just stating,
in that situation, the 9 millimeter caliber at that time, especially at that time period, was not up to that job. That is not what the 9 millimeter.
I'll give you that. It's
cut it.
Probably the case, but still a lot better tactics. Like I said, I untrained people on the street. Well, they say untrained. It's questionable, but you can see videos of basically military tactics with some of these gangs back and forth. So I don't,
Yeah, you got to remember all they had was their sidearm
there. Yeah, I don't.
A sidearm and maybe a shotgun. That was all they had. They didn't have like today. It's not uncommon for police officers to drive around with an AR-15 in their trunk. They didn't have an AR-15 or any other type rifle. They only had their handgun and maybe a shotgun. So I mean, they were grossly under-equipped to handle that situation, which is what the FBI determined, which is why they went to 10 millimeter. And then you started having FBI agents that were complaining that the 10 millimeter was too strong for them, so they cut back on the power of their 10 millimeter round. And then they said, then you had other FBI agents complaining that the 10 millimeter pistols were too big, so then they wanted something with the power of their cut down 10 millimeter that would fit in a 9 millimeter size pistol, which is where 40 Smith & Wesson entered the picture. And if they'd have loaded that with a smaller size bullet instead of sticking with the 10 millimeter 180 that the FBI wanted, and went with like 120, 135, 145 grain bullet, you could have had a handgun, a semi-automatic handgun with power comparable to a 357 Magnum before 357 SIG was ever imagined by anybody. I have bullets that prove that. G23 has bullets that prove that. Just they never, for some reason, the FBI was fixated on the 180 grain bullet, and that's what you see mostly in 40 Smith & Wesson, because that's what traditionally has been loaded with, is 165 grain, 180 grain bullets. Those are the two most common bullet weights for this 40 Smith & Wesson, and it's all because the FBI were a bunch of dumbasses.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not happy. Anybody who listens to the FBI for firearms information is a fucking idiot. That's all I got to say on this.
I feel like if the FBI would have just been like, well, if you can't shoot, you're off the force, and made everybody actually learn to shoot, probably wouldn't have to jump through all those hoops.
Well, you got to remember, at one point, the FBI was a bunch of accountants carrying a gun.
Oh, exactly.
Definitely needed better tactics. I mean, with the numbers they had, in a sense, in that situation, I think some basic tactics would have worked, in my opinion. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not trying to quarterback it, but it just looked horrible to me, and I've seen this a few times recently. So it's just, it's I guess sad knowing it's real. You know what I mean? It's just not good. I mean, there's what I feel teenagers on the street today that have more street smarts or common sense than that. How that went down.
Yeah, well, this ain't the only time that you see police or FBI switching what they carry because they came into a situation with a criminal element where they couldn't handle it because their firearms were inadequate. The whole reason why the FBI and local police departments started switching to 357 was because 38 Special wasn't up to the job. And you had some FBI agents back in the 20s and 30s when they were going against the bank robbing gangs and stuff, just basically tossed the 38 Special revolvers they were handed and picked up the 1911 and were using that for the same reason. Because you would get those Ford V8s, and it's and they were finding that the firearms that the cops had, and this is why one of the reasons why Clyde Barrow liked the Ford V8 so much. One, against the ammunition in most police departments were using, it was practically bulletproof. And two, it was one of the fastest cars on the streets at the time. The really reason why they finally got Bonnie and Clyde in their Ford V8s because the Texas Ranger who tracked them down switched to using Garand's and other type rifles instead of BARs instead of using Tommy guns and handguns when they ambushed them. They actually, somebody wised up and used the weapon that could actually penetrate the steel that the Ford V8 coupe was and sedans were made out of. I mean, back then, cars weren't made out of this little thin sheet metal. These things had thick steel sides to them. They were almost like driving a mini armored car. A handgun round wasn't going to go penetrate them.
Well, not to mention the gangsters were smart enough to actually armor their cars as well.
Yeah. Well, Clyde Barrow would steal Ford V8s exclusively for their speed and the fact that they didn't have to up armor them. That was his preferred car to steal when he was stealing a car for that reason.
Couple bad apples ruined it for everybody.
Oh yeah, that's they
Then we
were
got the
one.
NFA dicks.
Yeah, I mean they were literally one of the excuses that the government had for passing the NFA. Them, Dillinger, Machine Gun Kelly, Babyface Nelson.
If the government would have only given one of them syphilis sooner.
Yeah. Don't know where to go after that one.
Squib's awful quiet,
Uh-huh. No, he's at work.
checking the balance on his credit card. He getting risky or what?
He's at work. Forklift guy might be bugging him.
All this 10mm talk's got him looking into one.
Nah, I'm actually hiding up here. Third shift guy come in, and some days he follows me around for 30 minutes. I think he's walking around. I'm watching him right now. I think he's looking for me.
Maybe he's got a thing for you.
No, it's just he's still at the apprentice level.
Oh, okay. So he's the new puppy dog that follows you around everywhere and makes sure you know how to do the
he
job,
needs
right?
direction. Yeah, keep looking. Don't look up here. Don't look up here. Yeah, walk
Don't
over there.
hide from your problems. Just go address them, set them straight, and be
What
done
am I going
with
to tell him? What am I going to tell him? Nothing broke tonight. All the work I did was boring and tedious. Have a nice life.
But if you know it's coming, don't hide. Just you might as well get it out of the way and get back to the show.
I'm on a live show on YouTube right now. I really can't talk.
Well, start carrying around a clipboard. I had a boss that used to tell me when he had nothing to do or anything else, he would always just carry around the clipboard. That way, it always looked like he was doing something.
Yep, that works. Actually, I carry around a tablet now, but yeah, I know that trick, and it does actually work. Yep. The thing is, though, I try to keep busy. Some nights are slow, not very often. Tonight was kind of slow. It started off busy, it got a little bit slow, and StreamYard is actually working tonight, which is weird.
Yeah, you talking about the carrying a tablet around reminded me of a story that earlier today when I was watching Crowder's show. His dad was telling a story, and he was like, if you want to get in somewhere, just carry a clipboard. And he goes on to tell stories about how he would take his kids places, and he would carry a clipboard and have headphones on, and he would and people would just let him in because he was carrying a clipboard. They thought he was like an inspector or some shit. He's like, and Steven's like, yeah, I remember you got us into the Flyers dressing room after a game, and we walk in the locker room, and there's Eric Lindros standing there buck naked. Like, yeah, okay, that would be an interesting memory, I guess. First thing you see when you walk into a hockey locker room is a guy standing there buck naked in the locker room.
Well, don't be walking in the locker room. What do you think people do in
Yeah,
there?
I know. Yeah, I
They
know.
don't
But
just
it's
grab
the way
ass.
he
They
said-
do
it's the way
change,
his dad
too.
was telling the story and stuff. It was hilarious. I don't know if you've ever watched Crowder. His dad, when his dad is on there, his dad is freaking hilarious. His dad tells some funny ass stories from when like Steven Crowder and his brother were younger, or when he was younger and stuff. But yeah, Squib bringing up the walking around carrying the tablet just reminded me of that. Yeah, at this point, trying to fill time. I guess we got to do the poll, right? We can finish up with that real quick. So,
Wow, I didn't realize it was that kind of show.
yeah, not that kind of poll, you jackass. It was the one you had to vote in.
Oh, thank God.
Come on, this isn't Chippendales.
Sorry, Stacy. No videos.
Everybody get their votes in?
Okay. Don't disqualify an art of dancing. Okay. I don't know.
I wasn't talking about dancing. I thought when he said doing polls, yeah.
Anyway,
I was worried.
Uh-huh.
I puckered up.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Just you puckered the wrong hole.
Which one was I supposed to pucker?
Usually when somebody says that, you want to cover up the exit hole.
Oh yeah, that's what I did.
Uh-huh.
You guys made this weird. I like my vision better. Okay, come on now.
All right. Anyway, in our poll of who should get the votes for the Gundies tonight between Mr. Big Kid and Star Snoop Dogg, Mr. Big Kid wins 61% to 38%. So I already got that page pulled up. I will go over there and screen share this now.
If you win a prize, we all get a cut of it.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I know nothing about Star Snoop Dogg,
See?
so I couldn't vote for her,
Anyway.
even if I wanted to.
So Mr. Big Kid gets the votes, or votes, depending on what. God damn you! I gotta stop screen sharing for a second.
I love Star, but I also met Mr. Big Kid last year at Drive Tanks. He's pretty cool. I like him.
Steve's awesome.
Okay.
Well, I just want it on the record. My vote was misused and misrepresented.
Misrepresented.
I don't think that's a word.
For,
I don't think it is
for
either.
this rich guy's personal benefit. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I just want to get that on the record.
Yeah, so it's the guy who says misrepresented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, damn it. I fixed it.
I've
I'm
warned
pretty sure
everybody.
it's not a word.
I warned everybody before they even started campaigning that this was going to be fraudulent.
And no, you
Which
didn't.
can't be trusted.
Kingpin's in the know.
Hey,
It's
look,
a Rich White production. I remember the last time that I was a part of anything that involved voting on Rich's show. He let Gizzard and Obnoxious in, and next thing you know, things were readjusted on the.
Oh man, I remember that.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
you take
the
that
right
kinda
outcome
hard, too?
finally happened because you people
Oh,
don't know
man.
anything about small pistols.
That was bad.
Say, and then we figured out just why
65 was a
Biden
piece of crap.
But anyway, now it's you guys get to decide. Do all 15 votes go to Mr. Big Kid?
I'm giving mine a star.
is this like the little black briefcase thing now that's happening?
Basically, I said the audience in the poll decides who the votes go to, and the panel decides how many votes they get. It can be anywhere between 1 and 15.
I vote for Star.
You can't vote for Star. That part's over.
I vote for Star. That's all I know.
All
Same
15 go
question.
to Mr. Big Kid.
The same question as last time. Is there anybody else in the categories that any of us care about?
No.
Or is
Probably
this like the last group of people that we would know?
not. I don't know who all you watch on YouTube, so I can't answer that question.
I'm not talking about like Hickok. I'm talking about like gun channels. Like,
Yeah, no, these are the only two.
all right, well then give all. If you got however many votes you got left, just splurge them now.
So are we all in agreement on that one? And I'll give all 15 to Mr. Big Kid.
I
Fine.
The alternative, what he's not telling you, is the alternative for the rest of his votes is
No.
like Joe Rogan type of guy, or
I wasn't going to vote for
Matt
Joe Rogan.
Smith. Some dude that we don't know and none of us give a crap about.
I wasn't going to vote for Joe Rogan. I haven't
Well,
given Joe
yeah.
Rogan a single vote.
Like in general. None of
Well,
those.
who were you going to vote for if you're using our votes and benefiting from them?
I'm
is
not
Joe
using
Rogan
your
really up for a
vote.
Gundy?
They're my votes. I'm just letting you guys decide who they go to.
Hold on, is Joe Rogan really up for a Gundy?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
For a pro gun celebrity.
Pro gun celebrity, my ass have they not listened to any of his previous shows? Joe Rogan
I-
just said what the fuck ever is going to be popular at the time he's got a guest on.
I understand all that, but that's the category he's
Jesus
in.
Christ.
Hey, we
That's
voted
why I
for a
say
wrestler.
vote for the home team. Vote
We
for
voted for we on Saturday's show because it was wrestling. We had Adam Shearer, otherwise known as Braun Strowman, Goldberg, and the Undertaker were the three that people got to vote on because all three of those guys are firearms owners and are pro gun guys.
I'd have to vote for Taker on that one.
That's who won. So, yep, all 15 votes.
I hate to say it, but I feel like that
Okay.
one
Yeah,
probably more of a
stop.
popularity contest.
Probably. But I forgot I had to stop screen sharing for a second. Hold on. Let me bring that up so that y'all can verify the fact that
Yep. Stop
I'll
screen
So
sharing.
what is
We'll
it
stop,
you might win that you're not going to share with us?
we'll stop
I don't
counting
know.
at 3 a.m.
I
and
have to
then
look at the
oh,
top. I have
whoops.
to look and see. Something from Savidia, I'm thinking, because usually the sponsor up here is who gives whatever prize for. So I have no idea what they are. I have no
Is
idea
there
what
any
they are.
other categories that you care about?
There's other categories, but tonight. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving. We're doing this for fun. I mean, where
Yeah,
did the
give all the
button go?
votes to the home team.
Where did the button go? Let me close that.
I
I'm
don't
going
know,
to.
man. I don't see a category for like, who eats the most salad or anything like that. Is this even legitimate?
There you go. All the votes all 15 votes that I had today went to Mr. Big Kid. But, yeah, you guys want to see the categories?
Yay!
The categories are most influential female of the year, best guns of Hollywood, most entertaining content creator, most dapper influencer, most influential male of the year, best shooter, best outdoorsman, best gun reviewer, top voices of the 2A. Who was in that? I don't remember. 2A, I already cast some of it anyway. You got Colion, more. But anyway, these are the people that were there. Oh, shit. Pew Pew Jew was in there. Forgot about that. Yeah, Pew Pew was in there.
I haven't heard of like half of these people.
How the hell did Conan Noir make top voices of 2A?
He didn't. He's just in that category.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how the hell did he make that category?
Well, because he does like 2A stuff.
What the hell? I mean, he's been doing better than normal, but like anything I see from him now, it's just like, here's a gun. I'm going to tell you about it in 30 seconds. And he talks really fast, fires 3 shots, and he's like, oh.
He's been doing a lot of political videos and stuff on the left, and they're wanting to take guns and stuff lately. I mean, he really
Oh, I
has.
haven't caught any of those.
Yeah.
Damn Instagram.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of pro gun stuff on YouTube. So like here for this one in this category, you could win an EOTech Voodoo 3.5 to 18 by 50 scope. So there are prizes that you can win in the different categories. Like it's kind of hard to split a scope 6 ways, so you're kind of screwed on that.
Who's donating these prizes?
Different companies. Usually it's the company that you see here that's sponsoring it.
Is this like a non-for-profit type thing, or?
I don't know if they make a profit off any of this or not, to be honest with you.
But once again, Rob, you've been hanging out with the gun channels for a long time. This is the first time you've heard of the Gundies.
Apparently.
I heard of it, but you hear about a lot of things.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get more information about it.
Yeah, like this one, you win a gun rack kind of thing.
And there's always a money angle. I'm just trying to figure out what that is.
I think for a lot of these businesses that are donating stuff, even if they can't be like, oh, well, we donated to, a nonprofit, at the end of the day, they're getting their name out there to, just more people again, like, oh, yeah, there's that company. And then they just write that off as a business expense.
Yeah, most entertaining content creator, you win that one, and you win an MP5 22 pistol or rifle. So HK giving away a prize on this one. Let's see, best shooter, you have a chance to win a package of ear protection and stuff from Walkers. By the way, this is the for voting. You get entered to win this stuff for your votes. For those that missed that, that's what the deal is. A True Shot prize package here on this one.
So the voters win something, but the people nominated don't.
Oh, the people nominated probably get like a cash prize or something.
All that, and you figure if they're nominated, they probably have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of subs, so they're probably getting all this crap for free anyways.
And why did Snob turn it on?
Because Snob's a dumbass. If I'm nominated
there's
for an
gotta
award,
be
I'm not
more
turning
to
down
it.
the
Good point.
nomination.
Snob the dumbass. I mean, why would I mean, if you don't physically have to do much, but maybe go to a place they're going to pay for and possibly win prizes.
Yeah,
I'm just curious, why would
I
he
don't-
say no?
And he's still going, so it's just like, why not just accept the nomination too while you're at it? I don't get it. But anyway, this one you win a combined $1,000. You get a $500 gift card and $500 in cash.
What was Snob nominated for this year?
I don't know.
Is he like a
Stacy.
greatest success? Quits
Stacy
his own
Xavier
show
Secret
and now he
Talent.
won't even show up for an award.
Top
He's still
10
going, though.
creators
That's the
to make
problem.
top 10 videos.
I don't know. I'm just looking through seeing what prizes are. Oh, I already looked at that. Best Outdoorsman, you could potentially win a Lever Action X Model 4570. Nice. Those
That'd be pretty sweet.
yeah, those X. If that's the Henry X, yeah, it is. Those are nice rifles.
Although getting Henry's right now is a colossal pain in the ass.
Except for the 22. You can get the 22 Classic. Anything beyond that, it's like pulling teeth to find one.
Well, that's because they shut down for almost 2 years because of
You gotta-
friggin' COVID.
You got to hop through a bunch of hoops with like a contract when you accept.
I don't know.
No,
I've never been
probably,
nominated. I couldn't tell you.
sign your life away and
This one, you win an AR-15 build kit, a complete AR-15 build kit. I don't know what all that contains. You can find out. Get an upper, a lower, aero precision, bolt carrier grip, charging handle, and the trigger. So yeah, it's a full rifle.
you say bolt
You just
carrier
got to put it
group
together.
or bolt carrier group.
Bolt carrier group, BCG.
Okay.
Bolt carrier group.
It sounded like you said grip, and I was like, first time I heard one of those.
Yeah, he
Damn
said,
it, where's Snob? I got questions. Sorry, Kingpin.
No, I was just saying, he said grip.
I did not.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't going deaf too.
Oh yeah, you are, but yeah. So's Kingpin, so you got company. But yeah, that's a decent setup. $1,250 in value.
That's on my to-do list is doing aero precision build.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we already saw that one. That's a scope. Oh hell, you get a CMMG Banshee in this one.
Oh, that'd be pretty sweet.
Now you got, is that the new one that's in the Mark 47? That's the new one that's in 4.7, isn't it?
I don't remember.
No, it's 7.62 by 39. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be cool to have.
Bullshit. You win that, like an eighth of it's mine.
Uh-huh. You just saying that because
How
you
many
saw the
people
retail.
are-
You're just saying that, Rob, because you saw the retail
15.
price on it.
No, I want a 15th, damn it.
And Rob saw that price. He's like, "Hey, I want a piece of that."
And it would be an excuse for a yearly gathering so we can Lego our 15s together and shoot it once in a while.
Well, we didn't vote on that category. No. This is the one we voted on. They haven't decided what prize you win yet. It says to be announced.
And you wasted our vote on that? Better be good.
Hey, that was done for one of our brothers in arms. So, yeah. Innovative brand of the year. You can win a
Sure. Had nothing to do with your
vote for your chance to
personal
win
possible
surprise
benefits.
This one, they're not even telling you what it is either. This one, I guess Timothy's going to be coming out with a new product, and you win that at product launch. The product hasn't launched yet, so they can't tell you what it is.
It might be a POS for all you know.
Well, Timothy makes good triggers. They make
Did you
very
add
good
another
triggers.
I in there?
Did I add another I in what?
You said Timony.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You're not having a good word night there.
No, I'm not.
I said Kiddly, diddle I?
Well, hopefully it's a coffee cup if you win something.
I don't think they're going to be releasing coffee cups. What? Vote for your chance to win guns and Gundies? What the? Well, Primary Arms, what the hell are you smoking?
Hey, you guys hear this thing about supposedly PSA's doing insurance now?
Holy cow, they're giving you some
Great.
decent ass prizes here. They're giving if you win the prize that's being sponsored by PSA, you get a trip to the Gundies that includes hotel and flight. Plus, you get an FN M4 Carbine Collector's Edition with a micro red dot magazine, Dora Mag magazine, T-shirts, a couple T-shirts, and a rifle case for a total value estimated, obviously, because depending on where you live, the flight's going to cost more, of around $2,000. So that's a decent price there too.
But yeah, that's great. PSA is going to offer carry insurance now, so you end up having to, protect yourself in self-defense and go to call them and nobody answers the phone, or they block your number, or they tell you we don't know when we're going to be able to help or anything else. It sounds wonderful.
I was going to ask if anybody's looked into it. Is it competitive, or do they answer the phone, or what the deal was?
Yeah, this one's got a nice little prize there too. A BRN 180 upper from Brownells. Those things aren't cheap. It's basically, it uses a standard AR-15 lower, but it's an AR 180 style upper.
Boy, the breed is just built.
Time out. What the hell is a 180 style upper?
You don't know what an AR 180 is?
No, can't say I've heard of it.
Okay, you have to look that up because it's another gun that was designed by Stoner.
Look
It
up
was
Armalite AR-18. It's a semi-auto only AR-18.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but it uses instead of having a gas tube and stuff, it uses a short stroke gas piston operation.
I think Rupan RX has got a video out on that AR 180 thing.
Yep, I think he does too.
Has there been any comparisons between that, as far as how many rounds before issues or this and that, comparing the piston to the tube, the blowback or whatever?
Well, it's a completely different operating system. So it doesn't operate like an AR-15, even an AR-15 gas piston system does. It's a totally different setup. They just went in and they designed the AR-18/180 operating system to work where you could put it on an AR-15 lower.
Just watch the original Terminator movie and you'll learn everything you need to learn about an AR-180 or AR-18. Okay, problem solved.
You'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, the only other thing that's comparable to this is that's on the market right now would probably be the Beretta ARX. It's based on the AR-18.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get ready for bed.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah. Getting
See you,
ready to
Stacey.
wrap this up.
Take care, Stacy.
And then the last category is $1,000 gift card from Crossbreed. Those
From where?
are the prizes. What?
$1,000 gift card from where?
Crossbreed.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of holsters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how many holsters do you actually need? I mean, holy cow!
$1,000 worth, apparently.
I mean,
Oh, come on, that's probably like 8 holsters or something.
Oh no,
Maybe
that's more than
less.
that.
no, I say crossbreed. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually had one of their holsters. I've heard some good things about them, but
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah,
I
their
would
holsters
look into
generally run around what, $80, I think.
I was gonna say 65 to 80 is what I normally see them
Yeah.
at, depending on what you get.
So yeah, you're looking at a fair bit of holstery there.
Well, forget about taxes and shipping.
There's,
Imagine how many holsters you could give away on your channel if you did that.
yeah, but Crossbreed generally has free shipping on their stuff. So there is that. Moose says the AR-18 is 3 better than the AR-15.
I think we should try and win that $1,000 Crossbreed gift card for New York. That way he can just give away a bunch of Glock holsters on his channel.
To go along with his Glock rifle stand.
Yeah. You know, seeing as he is a Glock sympathizer now.
No.
Yeah, we know why you build a stand that takes Glock mags. Come on, we're not dumb.
I mean, it isn't a bad idea if he wins that one, because he can split that $1,000 15 ways.
I don't know. There's only 4 of us in here now.
Yeah, there's only 4 of us in here. What are you getting 15?
Well, it's because you had 15 votes, so you're going to leave the people in the chat out too. You're not going to include any of them. I thought you were at least going to have a chat fight to see who else was qualified. But
Well, we could throw a holster into like a 500 sub giveaway or some shit, but that would be about it.
oh no, hell with that.
No. It's
You
my
didn't
gift
say
card,
there
man.
was hoops and shit when you got involved.
Hey.
Yeah.
I said nobody got
Don't-
anything.
don't
as far
short
as
the
surprises are
crowd,
concerned. I'm
okay?
conceding that point at least.
Shit. See, I'm trying to help you guys out there, but these cheap
They all
son of a
have links.
bitch.
They could have jumped in.
Yeah, quite a few of them had links.
It's not the point. You're using their vote, man.
No, I'm not.
He used his own votes.
They were my votes. I was being nice and letting them decide who to vote for.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could've just
now
been
he's
like,
being
"Who are you
nice.
guys?"
Now
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
oh, son of a bitch.
This 9mm friggin' Glock fan. What the hell are you doing with him on the show, Rich?
I don't know.
Somebody's
got to
keep you guys grounded,
Where
okay?
my votes go, and all of a sudden I'm a bad guy because I don't give them a holster. What the fuck?
Told you, with all this and the interest, it's a car now. Damn.
What the fuck are you talking about, Rob? I can't afford
My
that.
God. He's quitting his job tomorrow to work at McDonald's and demand $25 an hour. Watch.
Problem, yeah. No, our Hardee's, because Hardee's was paying $21.
I couldn't work at Hardee's. Friggin' my diet's hard enough to stick to as it is. If I worked at Hardee's, shit, I'd be 400 pounds again.
That's how I feel about Gertrude Hawk. Like, I cannot walk by one of them places without going in there. It's bad.
Thank God we don't have Hardee's around me.
Arby's is Arby's, not Hardee's. Arby's.
Oh, I thought you said Hardee's.
I
no,
may
we have
have,
Arby's.
but I meant to say Arby's. It was the defense dad said that the Arby's near him is offering up to $21 an hour.
Gotcha. Yeah, the Arby's in Meadville, the community just did a big thing because they're going to be tearing that one down to actually rebuild it in the middle of the parking lot. And apparently we have one of only 3 of the remaining original signs that Arby's used to have in the entire country. And it was not in the plans. They were just going to tear it down and either auction it or scrap it, whatever the heck they decided. And the community is like, no way, we can't do that. And apparently enough people signed a petition and all that happy horse shit. And Arby's was like, okay, you guys win. So they're actually keeping the sign.
This shit, people get together and rally for a sign.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah.
our damn rights. You see this? Fast food.
You
It's
figure
the death of
Meadville-
America.
Meadville, with all of its outlying townships and whatnot that use the same post office and everything, might have a population of about 25,000. And from what I understand, I mean, there's a couple thousand people that got on board with this petition, which I'm
Did
sure
they have a population boom since the 80s? Wow.
Shit, if anything, it's probably reduced because, I mean, we had so many manufacturing jobs here. And, I mean, there's hardly anything.
I was just giving you shit.
So was somebody handing out free beef and cheddars or something?
Good God, I hope not. I can't stand those onion buns.
Yeah, beef and cheddar suck.
They weren't handing out any free sandwiches to
Nope.
come sign this petition. Oh man, you see this?
Nope.
And these people showed up.
Arby's didn't care. Arby's
The
was
hell
the one that
these-
wanted to get rid of it.
What the hell's these gun people's excuse? You know?
They're giving away Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Arby's is the one that was getting rid of it. They're just like, whatever. It's hard to get parts for it now and all kinds of crap like that. They didn't care. It was the community outcry that made them go, okay, well, they really want this, so we'll just keep it.
You want to get people to show up for a rally and you're giving food away, it's got to be Chick-fil-A. People will come out of the woodwork for some Chick-fil-A.
They would. I mean, I could offer to, do like a bunch of pulled pork or something, but even then you just be like, Guns and Barbecue's going to make barbecue at the rally, and honestly, that'd probably cost us people coming in.
Yeah, but the Chick-fil-A thing, just look at how many people show up out of the woodwork when Gary's doing his giveaway every Friday night.
Yeah.
Why? He's giving away Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Hey man, chicken's a good reward. It beats the hell out of a sticker, man. Everybody goes to the racist thing. It's good food, okay? It's not a race thing. I mean, Jesus, you can't eat a damn patch, all right?
All I'm going to say is stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
Moose saying he'll give anybody $25 to shovel his driveway, and then MKJ will follow that up with a good question. And how long is your driveway, Moo? Moo says about 40 feet. Well, you're going to have to pay more than $25, man.
Say,
I do it, Moo. You pay for my gas, and I'll do it.
That's $25 an hour,
You get to
maybe.
hang out in the hot tub.
I haven't had to fire up the snowblower in like 3 years, and so I went to do it today. I'm like, oh, great. There's no gas in it.
Yeah, Moo's drunk. He says Rob is eating a bunch of patch. Yeah, that's a subject for another channel or whatnot. So yeah,
How do you know my plans?
we know you.
So we got
Hey, some
solid.
people like bowling. Some people like football. Some people like other things, you know?
No, now you sound like the song "Whiskey in a Jar."
Yeah, we got a solid 2 feet here, and we're supposed to get another 8 to 10 overnight.
Damn, it's not done up there way. We got
What's that?
about a foot, maybe a little more than that.
Yeah. Let's say now, I think Edinburgh and Corey, which those are really in the sweet spots for the snow belt. They each got about 3 feet already. So I was like, dang. Which, I mean, it's not the first time that we've gotten 2 or 3 feet overnight. I mean, heck, back in what, 2018. Erie got that 6 feet dumped on them.
Oh man,
That was
you
a
want to
good
hear a
time.
good one? You want to hear a real good one? My wife had Weather Channel on yesterday before the storm started to find out when exactly they were saying it was going to start and all this shit. The idiot on the Weather Channel literally said that there hasn't been any significant snowfall in the Pittsburgh area since 1992.
Well, what do they consider a significant snowfall?
I don't know, but 96 there was one hell of a blizzard. It was worse than the blizzard in 92. Yeah, 92.
You guys get 2 inches, you cancel school, you call
No,
out
that's
of work.
Yeah.
that's DC.
It's like it's the end of the world.
The blizzard in 92, we had 32 inches of snow on the ground from one storm in the period of a day. In 96, we had 36 to 40 inches of snow, depending on where you were at in the city in one day. And they're saying that 92 was the last significant snowfall in the city of Pittsburgh. That was a total, complete crock of shit.
So they forgot one.
Yeah, they forgot a lot.
Let's say they're about, on average, I say once a year, we're good to get 3 feet dumped on us at once.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, routinely you'll get between 12 and 24 because you get that damn lake effect shit coming down off of Erie. Hits you guys first, then would hit us. That's one thing I don't miss. Fucking lake effect snow. I hated that shit. And it's never like a light, fluffy snow. It's always a wet, heavy snow. I mean, shoveling snow here, you get 12 inches of snow here. Shoveling, it's nothing like shoveling snow up in western Pennsylvania. Totally different type of snow.
I had to shovel like close to 60 feet of my street today. Well, I didn't have to, but I did. And cleared out a couple neighbors in front of their driveways and stuff because the city, they don't do shit. You know, our properties don't value enough for them to want to come down our street very often. So, pretty sad, but some heavy ass snow. It's about 8 inches, but it was heavy. Not cool.
Yeah, they were plowing our street off and on all night long. It was every time you turn around, there was a snowplow.
Look at the difference. I'm an outcast. You know, you're the rich white guy. Is there any shock?
Well, we basically lived downtown too. City Hall is only like 3 blocks from here. The courthouse is maybe 5 blocks from here. I guess that helps a little bit. But they were doing the back streets too. I mean, they did a really good job keeping the city clean. You get outside of Kaiser, which is the town I live in West Virginia, the roads are completely shitty. You get into the town, it's like you wouldn't think that we just had 12 inches or more of snow last night. The roads are clear. They were on it last night. They kept the roads really clean. Anyway, We've been going for over 2.5 hours. I think it's time to start wrapping this up for the night. So, you got anything you want to say, Rob, real quick?
Just thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And eat a salad. Catch you next time.
Yeah. What about you, barbecue?
Well, thanks for having me. Been the first one of these I've been able to make 2 in a while, so that was fun. I'll go over what I learned tonight, and that's that Rob D loves 9mm and Glock. And yeah, that's all I got.
So what about you, Squibby?
Let's see. I'm in the car. I finally got out of there. I don't know what I missed. I had just stuff going on. So when I was able to listen or be part of it, appreciate just help me get through the shift.
Yep, not a problem. So on that note, I will play this little outro, which advertises the other show, and I laugh every time I watch it. So until well, it won't even necessarily be next week. It'll be this weekend coming up. So we'll catch y'all Saturday, because I don't know who's doing shows what or when the rest of the week. Are you going to fill in for Gary again on Friday, Guns and Barbecue?
Is he not doing a show again Friday?
Well, I don't know if he's still going to be a shot or not, or him and Snob might be on their way home still.
Oh, they might be. Yeah, I'll have to find out from Gizzard if he's gonna skip it again. If he skips it again, I'll do it.
Alrighty. Yep, until we find out what's going on for sure later in the week, fellas and ladies and gentlemen and peoples out there watching in the YouTube lands, we will see you next week, and watch this.
You guys are probably really scared right now, and I understand that completely. But I get the better of the deal, and even though it's 3 versus 2, you guys are outnumbered because we're better than you guys. Yeah, we are. We're legends in our own mind compared to you guys. Even though you guys got the egos, we have got the wrestling skill. And this guy right here, we're the Space Cowboys.